Hi guys, it's Alan here. If you don't know me, I'm an investor and I'm the winner of the 2019 Next Top Trader competition in Australia, and I'm currently also studying and also doing blogging as well. So many people have asked me how to build a passive income, and I definitely want to talk a little bit about it. So the main point of investing is to try to get yourself a little bit of passive income, or maybe a large amount of passive income that supports your needs or allow you to buy a little bit more things or have an easier life, right? And so the good thing to start with is to clear up your debt right now, so that you don't have to deal with it later, or you don't have to actually pull up extra money from your investment or whatever it is to pay that off. And gradually we would also like you to or you should actually build up an emergency fund for yourself, just to make sure that everything will be fine if you lose a job or if you have any emergency in your life happening. And then over time also build up a capital for your investments, and eventually allow your passive income to be growing like a snowball with compound interest or compounding effect, which can help you support your daily expenses, or even allow it to sustain itself from by growing on its own. So that's a main point. So if you are actually starting from zero, let's say if you are in debt right now, then try to pay it off. If you don't know how to pay it off, get another new job, get a part-time job, or start blogging, start YouTubing, find new income sources that doesn't give you a lot of trouble by using up a lot of your time, or by requiring a large amount of startup income, startup capital. And so start doing it. If you really can't think of anything or find another income source, just find a part-time job, become a tutor, or walk the dog of your neighborhood, and whatever it is, just try to make a little bit of extra income in order to pay the debt off, so that you don't have to deal with it later on. And then if you have no debt right now, if you're just starting from zero, let's say you're a student, or if you have paid off your mortgage. By the way, if you're paying your mortgage, make sure that you try to deal with it in a good way. It's best if you have if you have positive cash flow from that property. If you don't, then try to pay it off as soon as possible, so that you can actually start building another passive income source. So at the same time, I'll talk about it later on on real estate. So just focusing on building your passive income in the beginning. Let's say you are starting up from zero, then you can try to divide your income or your full-time job payment into like 40%, 40% and 20%, which is 20% saving, 40% daily expenses, and 40% investments. You can do it another way round, or adjust it a bit according to your own needs. This is what I usually do. So 40% is for your daily expenses. You try to minimize your daily expenses as much as possible. If you can't actually do that, then try to stop buying useless products, like luxurious products, or anything that is not that useful in your life, that is not your actual needs. And so you can actually decrease your living expenses a bit. And then for the other 40% for investments, you put it into another account. Try to start investing as soon as possible. For the 20%, you try to build up a saving, which is gonna be your emergency fund. And usually my emergency fund, it's around 6 months or a year, which means that if I lose my job, or if I have no income for the next 6 months or a year, I would have the emergency fund that allows me to just sustain my life a little bit, and to find a new job, and to make sure that I don't have to worry that much, so that you have a stable lifestyle. So this is what you have to do. How to calculate the saving that you need is by basically just calculate your daily expenditure, and then make sure that your expenditure in 1 month, and times it by 6 times or 12 times to get your result, and try to build that up. So that's your plan. And then if you have already made your emergency fund, or if you're already if you're already starting to build your investment capital, then your point or your main idea right now would be trying to actually invest it. If you don't know anything, good choices would be some safe investments like index funds, ETFs, or let's say like S&P 500, which gives you like a sustainable 6% every year, instead of just putting it into your bank and writing it as your investment account. Because if you put money in your bank, it basically depreciates over time as there's inflation rate and stuff, and that takes up your money over time as the price, the actual amount or the actual value of your money drops over time. So try to invest it somehow. There are many kinds of investments that you can choose. Let's say real estate, bonds or ETFs, or index funds, or basically just flipping things like flipping cars, flipping Yeezys, whatever you like. Just try to use your capital wisely in order to increase your profit over time. So that's a really good point to take note of. And over time, if you're actually starting to get a passive income and you've learned to say like have a good investment, say like stock trading from us or anywhere else, then you can start to scale it. When you start to scale it and when you have passive income, I would also highly recommend you guys to try to use the effect of compounding, which means that you try to reinvest your profits as well, so that it grows like a snowball, and over time your passive income would increase substantially, which is good for you. Otherwise, if you are able to scale your income and your income is increasing, or if you're increasing the amount of passive income you're getting, then you can slowly decrease the proportion you put into your daily expenditure. Make sure you try to keep it stable. Say like if you're using that amount, that 40% amount of expenditure every month, say like it's let's say $1,500 every month, then you try to keep it around that point, instead of making your lifestyle a little bit fancier because you have a little bit of extra passive income. Try to keep it that way so that you have more money to put into your investments and more money to grow your emergency fund, and this would actually help you get a larger passive income over time and get your life easier. So that's the main point. So yeah, make sure you get a very good emergency fund over time, and hopefully you can be able to build your passive income and be able to retire a little bit earlier, or just stop worrying about not having an income that much and start to actually chase after your dream. So I'll definitely talk a little bit more about different investments in the future. If we have time, we can also go in detail about all the percentage that I've talked about. And hopefully you guys like this video, and make sure that you start to actually build your passive income. All right, I'll see you guys soon.